To read anyone's mind, you need to know 3 techniques. Mastering these methods will allow you to effortlessly discern what others are thinking. Let me share a Buddhist tale to illustrate how to read minds. Long ago, in a small village, 2 brothers lived together. The older brother was blind and stayed home, while the younger brother worked as a farmer. The younger brother's farm was frequently destroyed by animals. Troubled by this, he thought of a solution. He asked his blind brother to help scare away the animals. The older brother could sit in the field and shout when he heard any animal sounds, thus saving their crops. The younger brother built a small hut in the field and placed his blind brother inside. He explained, "Brother, you hear any animals, just shout and they will run away. This will protect our crops." The elder brother agreed and began sitting in the field. Whenever he heard animals, he shouted and scared them away. They continued this practice for many days. One day, a deer broke the fence and ran through the field. Soon after, a king pursuing the deer arrived and saw the blind brother. The king asked, "Have you seen a deer here?" The blind brother replied, "Your Majesty, I am blind, so I cannot see a deer. But I can tell you that the animal that left this field is not worth chasing. You are wasting your time." The king, astonished, questioned how the blind brother knew this. He accused the blind brother of lying. But the blind brother said, "Your Majesty, the animal you believe to be a deer is actually a pregnant doe. I have never heard of a king hunting a pregnant doe, so I advise you to stop your pursuit." Curious, the king ordered his commander to capture the animal to verify the blind brother's claim. The commander returned and confirmed that the doe was indeed pregnant. The king, filled with wonder, couldn't understand how the blind man knew this. The king decided to question the blind brother further. "Will you answer my question truthfully?" he asked. The blind brother replied, "Your Majesty, ask me anything, and I will answer truthfully." King then asked, "Is my wife faithful to me?" Blind brother responded, "Your Majesty, why ask such a question after so many years of marriage? But if you insist, I will answer." The blind brother requested to be alone with the queen in a room. Initially angry, the king eventually agreed and left the blind brother and the queen alone. The blind brother asked to touch the queen, which made her furious. She began beating him with all her might. After escaping, the blind brother told the king, "Your Majesty, your wife is unfaithful." Enraged, the king confronted the queen, who confessed her infidelity. The king was astonished by the blind brother's accuracy. King asked, "How did you know my wife was unfaithful?" The blind brother replied, "When I asked to touch her, she could have refused, but instead she beat me and touched my entire body. This showed she was not faithful." The king, now convinced of the blind brother's wisdom, asked another question. "Am I truly my father's son?" The blind brother replied, "Your Majesty, why worry about this? But if you insist, I will answer, provided you promise not to get angry." King promised, and the blind brother said, "You are indeed your father's son, but you are also influenced by a miserly merchant." King, puzzled, asked his mother, who confirmed the blind brother's words. The king asked, "How did you know the influence of a miserly merchant was on me?" Blind brother replied, "You asked many questions and received correct answers, yet you gave me no reward. This indicated your stinginess." The king laughed and promised to reward the blind brother. He then asked, "How do you know what is right and wrong? How can you give such precise answers?" The blind brother explained, "I am blind, but I understand people's thoughts through their actions and gestures. To know someone's thoughts, you must calm your mind and focus on the present." The blind brother then shared the 3 techniques for reading minds. Firstly, he said, "Pay attention to the eyes. Eyes don't speak, but they reveal much. Understand the signals in a person's eyes to know what they are thinking. If their eyes wander, they may be lying. If they avoid eye contact, they might fear their lie being exposed. Honest people maintain steady eye contact." Secondly, he explained, "Observe facial expressions. A face shows what a person feels inside. A sad face indicates unhappiness, while a genuine smile shows happiness. Eyebrows and pupils also reveal emotions. Raised eyebrows and large pupils indicate interest and excitement. Red or tired eyes suggest stress or illness." Lastly, the blind brother discussed body language. Gestures and body movements convey thoughts. Fast finger tapping shows impatience. Crossed arms indicate defensiveness. Leaning forward shows interest. Touching the face often reveals worry or deep thinking. He concluded, by focusing your mind and observing these signs, you can understand what others are thinking. Great saints and enlightened beings can read minds because their minds are calm and present. Focus your mind, bring it into the present, and you will understand others' thoughts. As we come to the end of this journey of wisdom, we hope you have found valuable insights to apply in your own life. By mastering the techniques of observing eyes, facial expressions, and body language, you can deepen your understanding of others and enhance your interactions. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about the power of knowledge and wisdom, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay inspired.